been setting goals wrong your whole life. And this is what I mean by that. Have you ever like set a goal? Let's say you want to start working out. You're like, I want a six-pack, or in your business, you're like, I want to make 10K a month. And it's like right now you're making 3K a month, or goals like that. And then you start going towards it, and how fast does it become like painful, and then you just stop doing it? Has that ever happened to you? If no, then obviously this isn't for you. But if you had something like that happen, or at least know what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna share my perspective of how I shifted my mindset around goal setting and what I focus on to then actually get the outcome I want, whether it's the money, whether it's getting into a relationship, health, all of that I've been able to accomplish is through how I start setting the goals. And it's very simple. So it's the concept of, so you have an activity and you have outcome, right? First you have to ask yourself, okay, I'll pick money, since that's something everyone wants. Let's say you're like, I want to make 10K. And if you're making 10K, then 20K, whatever, right? Or if you want to make 5K. Actually, I was talking to someone earlier who wanted to make 5K, so I'll just use that. Then ask yourself, how much would I have to make? What activity do I have to do to get that amount? And then you can even break the 5K into like, okay, let's say if I work 4 days or 4 weeks, right? That's a little over 1,000, right? 1,250 or something. And now within that, maybe that math isn't correct, but you get the point. Divided by 4, and then you could do, let's say you work 6 days out of the week, or 5 days, whatever, however days you work, then divide that to see how much you need to make per day. Okay, I'm just gonna pick a random number. Let's say 200 a day you need to make. Okay, I think that would be like 6K a month or something. I don't know, my math might be not good on that, but let's say 200 a day. Now ask yourself, what activity do I have to do to then hit that? If you have a business, how many leads do you have to generate? How many people do you have to talk to? And then once you figure that point out, because you're like, okay, if I talk to this many people, then this many will be interested, and out of that, this many will buy. So let's say, so then in that context, be like, okay, then how do I find, let's say you need to talk to 20 people. Now where do I find that 20 people? And that's the thing that you focus on. Because if you just focus on that each day, based on how you calculated it, that should get you the 5-6 grand. Then you just focus on that, and each day, you see, it's like you don't even focus on the activity. Because if you focus on, I want to make 6K, then a few days in you feel bad because you don't have 6K. So you're thinking of the fact that you don't have it, like the lack of it, and you feel worse, and then you just stop. But if you tell yourself, okay, I said that if I talk to 20 people, that I'll eventually hit this number, then all you have to focus on is, how do I get better at talking to 20 people a day? Because let's say you go a day where you only talk to 3 people, right? Then it's like, okay, well, what were the fears within me? What was I holding on to? Do I not know where to find these people? And now that becomes, okay, how do I figure that out? Because once you figure that out and you do the 20, then automatically you hit your goal of whatever you're gonna make. So you see the difference. So let's say with working out, I wanted a 6-pack, and I learned, okay, if I do X amount of exercise, let's say 1 exercise a day for 5 days, even 6 days, 5-6 days, then, and eat this much amount of food, which I'm not even too focused on how many calories. Like, I learned about it, I know calorie intake, calorie deficit, all that, but I was like, your body tells you when not to eat more. I was like, okay, if I eat a certain amount, where I'm not, like, most of the time the weight I gain is because I would be full, but then it's like a programming we have to then eat and go past that feeling of full. But if you just stop there, you actually stay in shape. Like, your body's telling you how much food you need, but we tend to go over because we've been programmed by parents of, oh, you better clean that plate, you better finish your food. And then whatever portion we get, we're programmed to finish the food. So then now we're getting bigger portions, right? Like in America, I was reading about this a while back, or I heard about it somewhere, where the portion of food, like the portion sizes were like very small, right? What you would now consider like tiny thing, where you put like a teacup on it or something. That was like the portions. And then they program people like, you better, finish the food, you better clean your plate. And then they just made the size of the plates bigger and bigger. And because people were already conditioned to finish their plates, they now were consuming more and more food. And then they got more and more of the population to become obese, to gain weight, so that they could then sell them how to lose weight program and how to just sell a bunch of more stuff, right? So for me, I was like, if I work out X amount of times and eat until my body's like, okay, we should stop eating right now, then I only focus on that, and I've lost already so much weight, gained muscle, and it's like now I could see my abs. When I fully see all like 6, 8 abs, whatever it is, then I'll even post a picture so you can even see that. But my focus is, okay, did I do a little bit of that workout today or no? And I just focus on that. And that way, the outcome will come. You don't even need to focus on the outcome. So that's what I found the easiest way is to set goals that you actually stick to, and then get clear on the why as well. Like, why am I doing this? Because then that could push you through the tough times of, oh, I'm doing it because of this, or I want to make more money because I remember the time where I was in financial pressure and I was struggling and it felt like dying, and I don't want to feel that anymore. And then whatever you do, then just stick to that activity. Because some people, when they hit the amount that they want, when they make the money or whatever, then they become comfortable. Then they're like, I don't need to do anything anymore. I already hit my goal. But that's the moment then you make a bigger goal. Because if you become complacent, that's when you stop your growth, and then you go backwards again, and the whole cycle of failing and all that just repeats. So just set a new goal and focus on the activity to then that accomplish a new goal. And this is all successful people do this, right? That's why they're able to do the same activity, boring activity, over and over and over for years before they expect any result. That's how delayed gratification works. But we've been programmed to want instant gratification. But that's not how you build a business. That's not how you get in shape. That's not how you raise a child or build a relationship. It doesn't happen in a couple days. It happens in a couple decades, So yeah, I hope you got something out of this. And again, I'm making these videos because for a while I didn't want to make videos until I actually had the results, were getting the results and constantly improving, and also shared it with other people. They saw results. So I'm just sharing stuff with you that I learned from other people, applied it, actually worked, and some of my knowledge of what I learned along the way. And I know whoever who does it will get the result. Now, is everyone going to do it? Most likely not. But I'm showing you, if you were to do it, this is how it's done. And whoever does it, hell yeah, hit me up. Actually, whoever does it, who applies one tip from this video, tag me on social media. I have my stuff in the description. But yeah, hope you got something out of it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. See ya.